The United States has been signing trade deals with countries all over the world. China, recently with Japan. India is about to sign a deal. The Philippines, but not Canada. Hello, I'm Adrienne Batra. With me are Warren Kinsella and Brian Lilley. Brian, you've been covering this from stem to stern. Why doesn't Canada have a deal yet with the United States?
It's sorry, helicopter going overhead as I sit down here at Harbourfront in Toronto. It comes down to each side wanting a different type of deal. The deals that the Americans are looking for, and they've been upfront with us on this as well, is they want very broad stroke, high level deals. And that's what we were close to signing before the G7 in Kananaskis a month ago. It was supposed to be a short, 10 to 12 page deal, very high level, and we'll worry about the details later. And I was told at the time that Ambassador Kristen Hillman continued to get in the way of that kind of deal. She was trying to negotiate a comprehensive deal, that she wanted to get into the weeds. That appears to be what's happening still. And the Americans don't want that kind of deal. They want to renegotiate Kuzma or USMACA, whatever you want to call it, but not yet. And we are apparently trying to renegotiate the entire trade deal. So, the way I've described it is, when you're on the car lot trying to buy a car or trying to sell a car, you don't send in the accounting team. You send in your best salesperson. You send in your closer. And what we have with Kristen Hillman being the lead on this for the Carney government is that we've sent in the accounting team, and they're trying to sign, do a sales deal. It's not working out. She's a smart woman. She's an accomplished woman. She's in the wrong position at this time, and it should be someone like Dominic LeBlanc. So that's what it is really coming down to. I know everyone's talking about, well, it's because he wants to completely do away with supply management. Not accurate. Not from my Canadian sources, not from my American sources.
Warren, we were told all throughout the course of the election, of course, elbows up, that if we didn't elect Mark Carney, Canada would just forego everything. We would basically be handing over the keys to our country to the United States. That if we didn't elect a Liberal government, we'd be in big trouble. Look, I don't think that we're there yet, but it seems, regardless of the unease with the Trump administration, other countries are finding a way. Other countries are finding a means by which they can get a trade deal done, and probably the most contentious one was China. So, what is the political calculus here, and does Carney still have a lot of runway to continue to say no deal is done?
Well, I'm from Calgary, so I'm a little slow. So I don't quite understand what's happening here at all, because I recall that Mark Carney guy standing up on his hind legs at the end of March and saying something like, our old relationship with the United States of America is over,
Hmm.
and we need to forge new trade and security relationships with the rest of the world. And obviously, the country mainly agreed with that because they returned his party to government.
Hmm.
Now we learn through the reporting of one Brian Lilley that they had been secretly negotiating a deal with Hillman, with LeBlanc, with others, trying to get a new USMCA. And my question, again, remember that I'm slow, but I don't understand why we are bothering to get a comprehensive deal, because we already have a comprehensive deal signed between Justin Trudeau and one Donald Trump. So I don't know why we're blowing our brains out to do a big new deal. If we can do something, as Brian describes, that is broad strokes, as the Philippines and others, as you pointed out, have done,
Hmm.
that's fine. That's fine. But at the end of the day, as the whole world knows, as the Republican Party knows, we are all subject to the whims of Donald Trump. He could get up tomorrow morning and say, I'm going to kill all these trade deals. I don't like any of them. He could do that. He's done that before. So I just don't understand, because I'm a little slow, why we're bothering to do a detailed deal with this guy when he's just torn up the last detailed deal that we did with him.
I'm wondering, Brian, how quickly the Carney government backtracked on the ill-fated digital services tax when President Trump posted on Truth Social about a month ago that all talks are off because of this digital services tax. Carney government quickly reversed that. Is there something else here that we are missing, that we're not seeing in terms of other real sticking points?
I really don't understand why they killed off the digital services tax the way that they did. And by the way, I believe that it had to go, but they had held on to it and told everyone who would listen, "Oh, this is a great bargaining chip. We're going to use this." And all the Americans asked for before they called off the deal was, "Hey, look, this tax comes into effect Monday. Our tech companies are going to have to pay you guys billions. Since we're in the middle of talks, can you pause implementing the tax for 30 days while we continue talking?" And we said, "No, elbows up." And then Trump said, "Well, okay, fine, talks are off." "Oh, okay, well, we'll rescind the tax." Just this week, Carney was meeting with 4 senators who visited Ottawa, and it was 3 Democrats and 1 Republican. And the Democrat said to him, "Look, the first thing you have to do is get rid of this digital services tax." The Democrat, they should have held on to it, and they should have paused it and then held on to it as part of the negotiating tactics. Instead, we gave it up for nothing. I've been giving the Carney government a lot of credit on their domestic front. They've been saying the right things. And as I heard when I was up at the meeting with all the premiers in Huntsville the other day, even Danielle Smith is saying, Mark Carney's saying the right things. We need him to deliver. Even some liberals were saying, yeah, we got to start delivering soon. But on this trade file, they are not handling it well. And remember, this is the guy that some media outlets, I believe it was CNN, was saying, "Oh yeah, other world leaders call Mark Carney the Trump whisperer." That is not accurate.
That couldn't be further from the truth. All right, Warren, last word to you on the political front, with respect to this. You did see the meeting with the premiers earlier this week, and they appeared to be unified and solidly behind the prime minister. I mean, Doug Ford, it seems to be his BFF. They're having campfire chats at the cottage. But there's going to come a point where a lot of that support is going to wane if something isn't sorted out soon. As I asked you, sort of referred to earlier, how's the runway for Carney on this politically?
Well, he's got a honeymoon underway right now, and then that's obvious to everybody. If an election were to be held today, he'd win a massive majority. But that's woulda, coulda, shoulda stuff, and it's worth,
Right.
those polls are worth what you pay for. The thing I learned at Mr. Chrétien's when I was his special assistant is undersell, overperform. Undersell, overperform. Carney has mainly done that on a number of different files, whether it's carbon tax or capital gains or defense or whatever. The one exception, as Brian and you have pointed out, is trade. For some reason, he believes what Christiane Amanpour said to him in that infamous clip on CNN, where she says to him, "Oh, you're the Trump whisperer." And you could tell he just absolutely was tickled pink that she said that.
And sometimes he thinks, or maybe you know differently. Apparently, they say that you're the Trump whisperer of the leaders,
I'm not
and
sure
that you're on
but
texting, relations with him, and you're constantly talking. So, is he still saying he wants to annex Canada?
he's not. He's not. He admires Canada, I think it's fair to say.
But he's not. Nobody is. I don't even think the president's wife is the Trump whisperer. I think he does what he wants to do, and staff and family and friends try and bend him to their will, and often they fail. I don't know why Mark Carney thought that he could pull off what nobody else has been able to pull off. Undersell, overperform. It's always the best approach. It's what Harper did. It's what Chrétien did. It's what Mark Carney needs to do on trade.
Well, in the meantime, we all wait with bated breath as Canada attempts to get a trade deal with the US, but doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon. Well, let us know what you think in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and go to thetorontosun.com. You'll find commentary and coverage there you will not find anywhere else.